following the no contact policy or no communication policy during the Cold War era, as the communist China and the United States of America were on opposite sides. But the US President Richard Nixon became the first US head of state to visit China in the year 1972, and this is when the picture changed all the way, and it started a new policy called the Panda Diplomacy. Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section. I am Aisha, and in today's episode we will be discussing about the topic of China's Panda Diplomacy, the soft diplomacy of China, and why is it called the Panda Diplomacy and why is it in news. So the points of discussion will be, first of all, about the news, then what is Panda Diplomacy, then how Panda Diplomacy became popular and how is it associated with China and the United States of America. In the end, a prelims practice question. Topic is of relevance from GS paper 2, that is international relations. You should be able to know about the Panda Diplomacy from exam perspective. The news talks about what is China's Panda Diplomacy. So we all know that pandas, see, these are the pictures of pandas, and many a times if I'll have to tell you that you will remember pandas are those very small videos or clips or shorts you will be able to see running on internet where the pandas are playing together, as these are the normal images that we have in our mind of pandas, and these are giant creatures, these are big creatures. So the Panda Diplomacy, when we talk about from China's perspective, so they are giant pandas. So China may be renewing its Panda Diplomacy project, as the country is planning to loan the San Diego Zoo a pair of giant pandas. And San Diego Zoo is in the United States of America, and earlier China and United States of America were involved in the Panda Diplomacy when China gave pandas to US as gifts. And now again China is thinking or renewing Panda Diplomacy project, and it is planning to send a pair of giant pandas to the San Diego Zoo in the United States of America. And the China Wildlife Conservation Authority has signed cooperation agreements with the San Diego and Madrid, Spain. So it is not only with the US, with other countries also China is thinking of again starting the Panda Diplomacy. Then if permits are approved, the pandas could arrive at the San Diego Zoo by the end of summer. And this San Diego Zoo is special in itself because during the time of 1972, when the US head of the state Richard Nixon visited China, then China gifted pandas to the United States of America, and those pandas were also, the pair of pandas were also situated in the San Diego Zoo, or they were also placed in the San Diego Zoo. Now about Panda Diplomacy. So the giant pandas are native to central China. So these are giant pandas and these are native to central China, or you can say that they are endemic to central China. They are mainly found in China only, and the IUCN status of these giant pandas, earlier it was endangered till the time of 2016, but after that it became vulnerable. So as of now the IUCN status is vulnerable of these giant pandas, and they are native to central China. You can also say that they are endemic to central China, and they are particularly found in the region of the Yangtze River Basin. And Yangtze River Basin in itself is very special as it is one of the major rivers of China, and it can also be considered as the longest flowing river in one particular country. Then the Chinese government gifts or loans these endemic pandas to other countries. So earlier these giant pandas were given as gifts because they were endemic to China. So these pandas were given as gifts to other countries, but after some time China also started giving these pandas on loans to other countries, and this is considered to be a symbol of friendship or soft diplomacy, because the head of the nations who were coming to China for bilateral talks, because these giant pandas were native of central China, they were gifted to the heads of other nation as a symbol of friendship or soft diplomacy, because when these pandas will go to some other countries, they will also be representing China, and this will also build a relationship or a brotherhood or a feeling of fraternity among the people and among nations also. And this is how the diplomacy or the soft diplomacy of China will also grow, and hence leading to the phrase panda diplomacy. So this is how the term or the phrase panda diplomacy developed. How panda diplomacy became popular. So panda diplomacy essentially picked up in the mid to late 20th century, but according to some experts, it was said that the panda diplomacy existed as early as during the Tang dynasty that ruled between 7th and 10th century. And it was said that it presented two bears, which was believed to be pandas, to the Japanese court during the Empress Wu Zetan's rule. And multiple records of China gifting or donating pandas to other countries like the US, UK, France and Japan. So during the earlier times, whenever any head of the state used to come to China, so these pandas were given as gifts to those other countries. Then in the year 1972 is often believed to be start of modern panda diplomacy, and this was the time when the giant pandas were gifted to the US President Richard Nixon's state visit to China, and this was the time of the Mao Zedong's rule. So this is the time of the year 1972, and since this time it was particularly the term panda diplomacy came to the forefront, and the soft panda diplomacy or the soft diplomacy of China with regard to pandas also came to the forefront. And then the National Zoo in Washington DC, it says that the home of the two giant pandas. So during the time of the visit of US President Richard Nixon, pair of pandas were given, and this was the home of the two giant pandas, and the pair was named Ling Ling, who was a female, and Sing Sing, who was a male. So they arrived in the US on April 16th, 1972, and this is the image that you can see. So this is the image of the panda Ling Ling and Sing Sing. So these were the two pandas which were gifted by China to the US head of state, and then it instead started loaning them at a fee of around 1 million per year. So during the time of 1972 they were given as gift, but after many years, or you can say after in 1985, or you can say during the time of 1990s, China also started loaning the pandas. It means also started giving those pandas on loan to other countries, and for a year it was charged around $1 million US. As during these times many of the environmentalists or the conservationists, and also with regard to conserving the population of these pandas, criticism of the panda diplomacy also started to happen, and this criticism talked about that pandas conservation also needs to be looked into the picture, and because the pandas IUCN status started to go down from endangered to vulnerable, so this also became a problem. And that is when, looking into the picture and the concern by the environmentalists and the conservationists, so China stopped giving these pandas as gifts and also started giving these pandas on loans to other countries with around $1 million US a year. And this is a map of countries to which China has given pandas till now, like for example the United States of America, this is Mexico, this is Russia, Australia, France, Spain and many other countries, and also the Southeast Asian countries. So these are the countries to whom China has given pandas. So this was about the panda diplomacy, and many a times we see that instead of the hard diplomacy that we see usually happening when the head of the state goes from one place to another place, but the soft diplomacy many a times plays its own part. Like for example, you can think and you can say that India has a lot of soft diplomacy that India also does. Like for example, with regard to the huge Indian diaspora, with regard to the festivals that India celebrates, or with regard to the services that we provide to the outer world. And these soft diplomacy plays a very important role during the tough times, because these are the times when people will connect to you, and these are the things through which connection can be made on personal level and on the grounds other than the hard diplomacy which goes on. So this is about the panda diplomacy of China. And in the end, a prelims practice question, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. So the IUCN status of panda is endangered, vulnerable, critically endangered, or near threatened. We have discussed this in the video, so give me the answer. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.